Hi there and welcome. It's Jenna from McGuire. Today I have a quick tip video for you on how to use small stamps to create a big bold background. Now, quick for me isn't quick for most YouTubers. This is going to be as short as possible for me, but I just wanted to show you how you can make the most of those tiny little images that many of our clear stamp sets have to create a background. Okay, so the stamp sets I'm using today are from Hero Arts. I've talked about these in previous videos. What's great about these stamps that you see here is 25% of their profits go to the Kind campaign, which is an anti-bullying campaign. So you can feel good when you purchase these. I kind of helped Hero Arts come up with these stamps. I wasn't paid for it. The profits go to the Kind campaign. I really appreciate that they're doing that. So we're going to be using this clear set today, and I'm going to use the sentiment and the hearts from this set. Now, whenever I have several little stamp images that I want to stamp repeatedly over a background, I usually mount them together on a block. However, today I want to blend from one color to the next, so I'm going to stamp them each individually. So I'm mounting them on acrylic blocks on both sides, so I can just flip them over to quickly go between images. So I have 4 different hearts on these 2 acrylic blocks. Okay, so let's get started stamping. For this example, I am starting with pink and then blending to peach and then to yellow. So I have Hero Arts Bubblegum Pink, which is my favorite, and I'm starting at the top and I'm just going to switch between the hearts and just stamp them close together. Now you'll notice I'm kind of slow getting going here because I kind of got to get into the rhythm, but after I've made a few, I go around and I stamp multiple of the same heart and then go in and fill with the others, and it gets to be very quick. So I created all 3 of the cards I'm showing you today in about an hour. It didn't take me long at all. So I've stamped a bunch of the hearts very close together in the pink on the top of my card. But now I need to start blending into the peach color. I could just completely switch to the peach here, but I'll have kind of a line between the 2 colors. I want to blend it from one color to the next. So you'll see I'm doing a few peach here, but then mixing some pink in. So for about an inch of space here, I'm going to mix the 2 colors together. And I don't even clean my stamp in between because it's okay if some of the other ink is on it. That actually helps with the blending from one color to the next. So you'll see right in this area here, I have a mix of pink and peach hearts, and that helps with that blending. Now that I've kind of have that blended area, I can switch to just peach now and do a pretty good size area of the peach color alone. Now it's time to blend into a yellow. I'm using Hero Arts Butter Bar. You'll notice that sometimes my head gets in the way. That's because you really need to look straight down through the acrylic block to see where your image is landing. So I apologize for that. And again, I'm making sure to mix some peach hearts with some yellow hearts here before I move on to just yellow. In this example, I used 3 different ink colors. You could do an ombre look too if you wanted to. Maybe do double stamping at the top, single stamping in the middle, and then second generation stamping on the bottom. At this point, I really need to stop and stamp my sentiment so I know where to put the last few hearts. So I am stamping this guy. This is from that same Hero Arts stamp set with black VersaFine ink. This is a great sharp black ink. It's a pigment ink, so I'm going to go ahead and put clear embossing powder on it and heat set it so it has a nice raised shine. Now I know where to put the last few hearts, and you'll notice that towards the bottom I'm starting to space them out more so it looks like they're kind of falling like confetti. So I don't want it to be too heavy in the stamping down there because it'll distract from the sentiment. I think it would be really fun to make this card a birthday card and put a bunch of stars falling from the top. Okay, so now let's turn this into a card. I have a top folding 4 1/4 by 5.5 inch black note card. I put down a piece of craft foam that's got a little dimension to it. I glued that between the note card and the stamp piece to give it some even raised dimension, so this will make it through the mail quite nicely, but still have that bit of dimension. Now I really felt like since the greeting was about confetti, we needed to add some sequins to it. So I've taken some super tiny sequins, and these are just clear, and I'm adding them in between some of my hearts where there's a little bit of white empty space. I'm squirting out a pretty good size of the Ranger Multi-Medium. This is my favorite adhesive for sequins. It doesn't let go, and if any of it oozes out the side, it dries matte, so you don't have to worry about it being noticeable. So these are such tiny sequins that they're actually like little cups with a hole in the center. So what I'm doing is I'm gluing them down upside down. So they actually look like little gems scattered on my card. So that's why I'm putting a little bit bigger dot of the adhesive down, because I have to fill in that cup of the sequin. Now you could use bigger sequins or flat sequins if you want to. You could even use gems if you want to. But since I'm doing 3 cards like this, I need quite a few. Now I found that it's easiest to use a quick sticks to do this. So I put the adhesive onto my card and then I pick up the tiny little sequin with the quick sticks. It's got like a sticky end, and put it right onto the adhesive. Normally with bigger sequins, I use tweezers, but these are so small and I'm putting them on upside down that it's easier to use the quick sticks. I really think adding these super tiny sequins adds just the amount of shine to the card, but it doesn't distract from everything else going on. I really think this technique is a great way to make the most of those tiny little images in our clear stamps that usually get ignored. Now before we wrap up, I wanted to show you a couple other examples. On this one, I stamped from a dark blue to a medium blue to a light blue. You could also do this with double stamping, single stamping, and second generation stamping. And then finally, I did a rainbow example also. I think these are a great way to share handmade kindness with other people, quick cards that you can make and give to just about anyone. If you're interested in these products, I link the main ones below in my YouTube description, or you can go to my blog for much more information and a giveaway. But before we go, I wanted to link you to 3 more videos that I think might be helpful. The first one is another quick tip video, and the second 2 are other ways to use small stamps on your cards. Thanks for watching, and I hope you'll return again soon.